It's a beautiful morning. I need to put that down a little bit, don't it? It's a little bit too bright out there this morning. It's hang, it's pissing the rain. Who am I trying to kid? Good morning, welcome back to the One Celtic Fans View. um, Hope you're all well this morning. Celtic do play Aberdeen today in a game that is a must win. It's always a must win with the Celtic manager right now. It's just how long do we give him? Is this the day that Wilfred Nancy gets his win, or is this the last game that Wilfred Nancy gets as Celtic manager if he loses the game today? There's a report coming out this morning. They said it's an exclusive that Martin O'Neill has been linked up to come back to Celtic if Wilfred Nancy continues to fail at the club. I don't think that that's an exclusive. This publication always claims to have exclusives when the reality is it's not an exclusive. It's pretty much common knowledge that I think. Good morning from Airdrie. Tell me what the weather's like for you today, because it's pissing down with rain here today. I hope we beat them today. Do you realistically think do you realistically think that we can win today? Definitely need to win today. A comfortable result. A comfortable. And I don't see where I'm going to be honest. I don't see where we're getting comfortable results from. Because we've never had a game where we've had two halves where we play the exact same. Just it's a little bit better. We don't have two games where we play great football. Whilst I do remember, my thoughts and condolences go out to a fantastic supporter of the channel, Lorna Gallagher. I hope you're doing well. I know that you're not going to be watching YouTube just now, but my obviously we told you on another channel, and just take your time, love, and we'll see you when you're in a better place. Condolences. And I'm sure that the condolences that everyone on this channel also goes out to you. Let's get back to Celtic. The guy's delusional. Comfortable. Yeah, comfortable. Good morning from Manchester. This morning we will win 2-0. Be a good game. Good games today. Aberdeen Prague Adventure should tip the balance in our favour, I think. Sunny Cardenden this morning. Stephen Johnson's in the house this morning. And a Baltic Bucky. Well, I just nipped along the road and it was, yeah. It's clearing up now, though. It's clearing up now. Horrendous weather this morning. I've seen a waterfall coming down the side of it. It was beautiful. It's just simple things like that you sometimes miss. And seeing a natural waterfall coming down the side of the mountain. It was nice. Anyway, let's get back to Celtic. Tony Ralston's been speaking to a rag. And he knows that a fifth successive defeat is unthinkable this afternoon against Aberdeen. And he says that Celtic need to stop the rot. As a senior part, it's crazy to think that Tony Ralston, I know that a lot of Celtic fans have a love-hate relationship with Tony Ralston due to the fact of his inability to reach great heights of the likes of players that trying to stay fit. But anyway, Tony Ralston is he is an older member of the squad, and he's one that says, look, I've been almost programmed for success over the years at my time at Celtic, and this is a difficult situation when you think about the trophies that the likes of Callum McGregor and everybody has won over the years. James Forrest, you know, they're not robots. They have to earn the right to win. That's the best comment of the day. If you want to win today, drop Kasper Schmeichel from the team. It's just my thinking. Tony Alston says that the players are hurting right now and badly, and reeling from the pain of a remarkable turn of events that have seen Celtic capitulate, malfunction, self-destruct, go down quicker than the Titanic, and ultimately we're shite. Um, I'm happy to sacrifice this game if Will Fraud gets thrown out. Oh, that's an interesting one. That is an interesting one. I like that Will Fraud. Very nice play on language this morning. You have to go almost back 50 years to get a run as bad as this. And that came under Jock Stein, and it brought around the end of the great Jock Stein as manager. This manager is going to get nowhere near that. And to think that it's been 50 years since we've had such a bad run at Celtic is unbelievable. You know, I can only imagine what the scenes are like behind the scene, the WhatsApp group that the players have that the manager isn't part of. The fact that Callum McGregor took over the WhatsApp group from a fantastic captain in Scott Brown. And Scott Brown captained the club at a time where he warned players that the grass isn't greener on the other side. Many players left Celtic and decided to go to pastures new to try and get into the limelight, to get into the English Premier League, to get into the English World Cup squads. And they failed dramatically. And their careers went into freefall. And it led to many a player, according to Scott Brown, getting text messages from the players 6 to 10 months later saying, you were right, I did the wrong thing. But there's no way back for players then, is there? Is there any way back for the manager this afternoon? Can Wilfred Nancy get that win that we really do want? I mean, we've still got the stats of the last game up on the screen. I mean, the last game was terrible. Dundee United 2, Celtic 1. I mean, when you look at the shots, Celtic had 18 shots in total. Shots inside the box, 11. It's never a good scene when Celtic... There's nothing new. I mean, the pass accuracy was at 86%. That's down quite a bit. But it's still a good pass accuracy. Do you know, the total passes was only 600. But anyway, when you look at the changes that was made during the day, it was an unbelievable amount of changes as the manager tried to win the game. But ultimately, it was the players that were at fault in the second half of the Dundee United game. Right now, Aberdeen, you know, they're in a good vein of form. They're climbing the league table. And when we look at the league table from yesterday, there has been a little bit of change this morning. How long will it take that change to revert back to what it was yesterday? We'll just get the screen change of that. The SPFL table as it stands this morning. Obviously, you have Hearts at the top of the table on 38 points. Celtic are on 32 points. Motherwell, is your Motherwell? Motherwell should be raging. If I was a Motherwell fan, you've played 2 more games than Celtic. Motherwell should really be up there in second place. Do you know, they should be putting pressure on Celtic big time. I mean, Motherwell did get the win yesterday. Dundee United, Hibernian drew. It's not the result that Hibernian would have wanted because they've played 2 more games than Rangers and ourselves, Celtic, and also Aberdeen. So Hibs would have been wanting to try and exceed. I mean, Hibs fans are bound to be feeling let down by their club also. I mean, we're still in second place. And even though we've went through the really bad run that we've went... We all thought, the reality is we all thought that the bad run would come to an end with the new manager coming in. And we have had no new manager bounce at all. Well, Celtic should go for the special one if they have ambition. Celtic will never go for Jose Maria. He's not the special one anymore. He's well past it. But anyway, when we go into the games today, obviously Hearts play the 4th place of Rangers. Hearts will want to win that to make sure that they maintain their wide gap at the top of the table and prove to the whole of Scottish football, are they real contenders for the league? I think that we have to say yes now, don't we? Unless they do an almighty Aberdeen, but I don't think that they will. Derek McInnes is too good a manager. And ultimately, would it be good for Scottish football? I mean, if Aberdeen, if Hearts were to, I don't. It's the first time I woke up excited about a game. Jesus, what's to be excited about? Joking. But you do look down the table though. We're not in a bad, bad, bad place. But if we do end up going into third position, you've then got Motherwell chasing your tail, and I'm not overly confident that Celtic can stay in front of Motherwell. I'll be perfectly honest. I think it will take Celtic to drop down into fourth position in the league before the hierarchy at the club make a decision. And I think if we drop it down into fourth in the league, there should be more people at the club should then tender their resignation. And if it does do, I'm going to start picking out lottery numbers each week, because that's what I said would need to happen for us to get fundamental change at the club, for us to go down into the fourth position in the league. Is somewhere that it's uncharted territory for Celtic for such a long time. It's unbelievable that we're actually thinking now, do you know, maybe it wouldn't be a bad thing if we did go down into fourth place in the league, because ultimately we weren't really people on the board. Now, talking about that, there will be a demonstration today, 2 o'clock on the Celtic Way. The Celtic Way is always busy from 2 o'clock onwards, as it is. It'll be even busier today as the Celtic Collective take to the Celtic Way to demonstrate to the board their inability to get things right at Celtic, and ultimately ring out change at the club. Will it be enough ultimately to get change? With one down and two more to go, as the Celtic Collective have changed their tune with that one. They did want rid of Dermot Desmond, but I think that they've come to the realisation that that's maybe a bridge too far, as in the reality of the realms of trying to create change at Celtic. But what it then does do, even if you do get rid of these two gentlemen that are on the screen just now, which hopefully, if Wilfred Nancy does take the club into uncharted territory of fourth position in the league, these two men have to be sacked. They have to go. You know, they take responsibility for the good times. They take it with a nice but big pay packet. They also have to take responsibility for the bad times. And when that happens, is a great boxer did the other night. And that's purely for the boxing side of things. If you watched a certain fight that was on telly at a ridiculous time of the morning, it was just a fraud of a fight. Schmeichel hasn't recovered fully from his injury last season. He should not be playing. Jim says it's an effing nightmare. Fans can moan at me for this. Wilfred will get better. He just needs his own players. We've got the players at the club that don't want to play for him. You can see that. Are you willing to allow Wilfred Nancy? This is in reply to the comment. Are you willing to give Wilfred Nancy another 10 days at the club to get to the transfer window, to then try and get players in for the 1st of January to make us better so that we do not lose to Rangers? By the time that we play the Rangers on the 3rd of January, we could be in 4th position in the league. Are you, Glaswegian, Ian, are you willing to accept that? That's a direct question to you. And it's an honest question. Do you know, because I think that's the reality of the look, mate, the league doesn't lie. The league table doesn't lie. When you look at the games that both, I mean, Motherwell are on 18 games. If you're a Motherwell player, you're thinking, oh, come on, we should be putting way more pressure. And then at the back of your mind, I can see what you're thinking. Win the 2 games and we're away from Motherwell. I have no confidence of us winning our next 2 games to catch up with the same amount of games of Motherwell. No confidence whatsoever in this manager. Any confidence that I did have in his ability to change things has diminished, I'm afraid, from my own personal perspective. And I think that a lot of fans do feel the same. But do you feel that if we lose today and Motherwell, say for instance, Motherwell overtake us before Christmas, can they? Is there any more? No, it's 21st. No, it'll be after Christmas now. Say before the turn of the new year, we could end up in 4th position with both Motherwell and Rangers above us. That's not acceptable. That's not allowing them to turn that around. That's not vindictive of making things better. And you can't blame that on just the players. The manager has to take responsibility. As do the board members. They take responsibility for the good times. They take responsibility for the healthy bank balance. They take responsibility for nothing else at Celtic. They put it on the manager. That is the manager that has cost them Champions League money. They put it on managers that it's the inability of the manager to make up his mind what players that he wants. We all know that the manager takes the blame for bad results, but for consistently bad decisions at the club that has now put us into this position. I fear that if we maintain the status quo, like I said yesterday, get a 4-point seatbelt, buckle in, it's going to be the ride of your life. Do you think we'll get new players in for the 1st of January? No. Perfectly honest, no. I don't think we will get players in for the 1st of January. I don't think that the scouting department is that good, and this manager's had enough time. And that's what it comes down to. I don't think that this manager's had the time. The longest streak in 6 in a row, 1947. Oh, don't. Casper's got to be dropped. Been saying it all season. Yep, as that. Tony Ralston conditioned for success, sitting on his arse, stealing a wage, impersonating a pro player. Him, Mikey Johnson, Welsh are a bunch of duds on the conveyor belt. Oh, my. Yep. Now you can blame that on the Celtic managers over the years. You can't blame the players, Kieran. You've got to blame the managers. You've got to blame the managers that have not brought in the next generation of youth talent, and for allowing, and the club. You've got to blame managers and club. Managers, for one, for not allowing players game time, not giving them a proper pathway into first team football. If the likes of Ben Doak, Daniel Cummins, etc., Rocco Vata, who's now allegedly worth 20 million, if those players had been given a proper pathway into the club, you wouldn't be talking about Ralston. You wouldn't be talking about Stephen Welsh. These players would have left Celtic a long time ago. They're only at the club to maintain a Scottish element. We need Scottish players at the club. Show me better Scottish players in the league than Tony Ralston playing his position. Mikey Johnson, show me a better Scottish winger than Mikey Johnson, even though he decided to go and play for Ireland, so it's nullified that. Anyway, let's move on. Ralston needs skinny pants. Super chat from Wee Mitch. Oh, just seen that, Wee Mitch. Thank you. And he says, morning Baz, morning Celtic fans, thoughts and players with Lorna's family. Yeah. We did get a message from her a couple of days ago, but she'll not be back on YouTube until well into the new year, until she's in a better place. So our thoughts are with Lorna and her family at this time. Wilfred Nancy is his name. He's brought some shockers to the game. Is that? Dundee United were on a losing streak. We gave them a boost, and they went on to beat us and then win yesterday. No, they didn't. They drew yesterday, Michelle. They drew 1-1 yesterday. I don't know what game you were watching. It's 1-1. Do we really? Plenty still going on at Sackham regardless. Time to get his arse in gear. Let's play here. Nancy isn't getting his own players. The Tisdale selections, yeah, I think so. Just going to jump through them. It makes no sense, mate. I'm not even going to put that in the air. Yeah, no, Eddie, and I spoke about that on this. I mean, why you decided to go for a goal with this hand when this hand stretches out further. Casper Schmeichel needs dropped. I mean, there's the poll question this morning. Let's do a poll question. Um, let's just do this. Poll question this morning. Does the Celtic number one goalkeeper need dropped? That's your poll question this morning. There has been over 900 people online, just in the short time that we have been on. No idea, we're late, maybe we've been on longer. 93% say yes. Let me see if we can get 200 votes. There's 457 people on. There's been 940 on already. Give me your honest opinion. Do you think that the number one goalkeeper, Casper Schmeichel, needs dropped from Celtic? And Glaswegian says, yes, been saying it since March. Yeah, I've been saying it since when Sinisalo got that run in the first team last season. I thought he should have retained his starting. The keeper is the weakest link. Marino's been washed for 4 years. Yeah, I wouldn't get Marino at the club anyway. Guardiola likes the challenge. Yeah, if only. Get Pep. What's the best result in the Rangers Hearts game for Celtic? A draw, and then both of them drop points. I mean, the earlier game today, you're wanting a draw all day long. It's a game that I'm not going to watch because I cannot watch any of those. Well, I can never watch Rangers because they always win when I watch them, and that's the last thing I want them to do. But I never watch them anyway. Why would I sit and watch that lot? I would do a watch along on the other channel if it was if it was Hearts somebody else, Hearts Hibs or something. But nah, no, I can't suffer them. Can't suffer them, man. But anyway, I think a draw would be the best result because Rangers are on 16 as well. If Rangers get a result and we lose, puts them 1 point behind us, 2 points behind us. Ultimately, a Hearts win to give us a chance. No, I don't know. Hearts will beat Huns today. I hope so. Man United got a new manager bounce. We were tired by the time that Nancy came in. Do you think that we were tired by the time that Wilfred Nancy came into the club? Maybe that's one of the reasons that the previous manager did leave because he knew that there's no way that this squad in grand national terms, we haven't even completed the circuit yet. We're getting to the halfway point of the season. I don't know. No fourth, Baz. Stop. No fourth. I think that I've got a funny feeling, and I don't like to say it, I'm being honest, but my gut wrenching feeling is that Wilfred Nancy will take Celtic into the fourth position in the league. And and it could have been so much different if. I mean, I'm not saying that Martin O'Neill was a messiah and he got a tune out of the players. Martin O'Neill may have come across bad. We were lucky against St Mirren. He might have lost the cup final. Also, the players are, are not. It's not a big squad, and you've got to blame Brendan Rodgers. He's the one that decimated the squad, saying, "I want a small squad of players. I like to work with small squads." Well, fucking, what good has that done? What good has that done Celtic? It's not done Celtic any good whatsoever. But anyway, no fourth, Baz. Stop. Just being honest, mate. It's just. Let's move on. We need 6 new players in January. What's happening with Kyogo coming? I do not want Kyogo coming back. Stop that chat. He's scored about 2 goals since. Have you forgotten the goals and you've forgotten that he wanted away from Celtic? Kyogo is not. If we go back for Kyogo, that's it. I'll just like give up. I'll like just I'll give the channel to somebody for free. The game's a bogey if you bring Kyogo back. He's a player that wanted away from Celtic. He's a player that downed tools for Celtic. He's a player that hasn't scored bugger all. Nancy will be the manager for the next 2 weeks. It's been agreed with Nicholson. Even if he loses, can Celtic afford to keep him as manager if we lose another couple of games? I don't think so. I like Stephen McManus, the old school vibe. He gets it, gets some tell. Well, Stephen McManus is the B team coach, so this is going to be the most toxic atmosphere in years. Yeah, it is that. In the last game, why do we start with Maida on the left and then move him in the second half into the middle? Because we don't have strikers. You need to play him through the middle sometimes as the main striker. We've not got strikers. I mean, who? All we have as a main striker is Johnny Kenny. That's it. We're putting a lot of pressure on a young guy at Celtic that should be nowhere near first choice striker. Do you know, he should be backup striker all day long. A second choice. Even if you play 2 through the middle, Johnny Kenny's not a first team pick. He's on the bench learning his trade from the 2 experienced guys. And that's a sad situation at Celtic. The guy ain't going to budge, that's my worry. I don't think it's him budging, it's the board making up their mind. Are we hoping for Rangers or Hearts win today? None. Draw. Been saying Sinisalo all season? Yep. Title race could end up being pass the parcel exercise. Only if Celtic get in a new manager. We've went from the likes of Dumbelli, Edouard, Vacamakis, Kyogo. Adam Ida scored 29 goals at his time at Celtic. Give Adam Ida a break. 29 goals in a season and a half. Give the lad a break, man. Honestly. I don't know what some people are expecting with Adam Ida. Adam Ida would have put away the opportunities that we've had. I think Adam Ida gets a big load of stick when you look at his stats. 29 goals scored playing second fiddle to Kyogo Furiashi. And people are still giving him stick. Pablo, I think that you get this noise today. Anyway, we move on. The board closed this for no sacking Nancy after a few weeks. It's not going to happen. If Hearts win and Celtic don't, it's 9 points. Exactly. And we'll end up in 4th position soon. Rumours of resigning Kyogo last night. I'm not going for Kyogo. Yes, I'm doing a watch along today. I've not set it up yet. I'm going to set it up as soon as we're finished this. I will be live an hour and a half before, and I'll be doing the watch along also. Just because I'm sadistic and I like to see myself suffer on YouTube and put myself out there just to be like see the pain on my face, the pain of us losing again. Dearly departed, we're here together. Be like a wake at the end of the game if we do lose. I'm not even going to get angry if we lose today. I think the anger has gone. But I've been honest. If we lose today, I'm not going to get angry. I think that it is a case of um, Nancy lost 2 league games, or cup games. It's not cup games are not his responsibility. The cup games are his responsibility because he's the manager. He's the manager that lost the games. Of course, it's his responsibility. That's crazy chat. If you lose the dressing room and the stands, the trigger has to be pulled. This team today: Sinisalo, the Bricky, Rusty, Scales, KT, the Hostage, and Calmac. What are they to do something today? That's who you reckon will start today. Hopefully, the Hostage does start, and he's maybe got not hostage mentality when he gets on the pitch today. Nancy needs to drop Calmac, Rio, and Dyson Maeda, even though I think that's an interesting one. Callum to Saudi, how much would it take to consider it? Callum McGregor could double his wage going to Saudi Arabia. He could go from 37 grand a week up to 80 grand a week, and I think that would be cheap wages for him in Saudi. I think that the Saudis would offer him well over 100 grand a week. Brendan Rodgers would make sure that he got that. I'm going to sneeze. I'm sure Brendan Rodgers would make sure that he was on over 100 grand a week, so that it was worthwhile for him to up sticks. You know, Callum McGregor's he's a player that's never went through the game of having to move his family for football reasons. John the truck driving legends in town. When we get rid of the French Pedro, I would phone Nicky. Now, he got sacked. He's out of job anyhow. Anyhow, here's my prediction for today: Santa to get huckled, and the Aberdeen, the Banjos in Aberdeen to win. I don't think Santa will come out today, will he? Celtic that brazen. Celtic fans really going to boo Santa again? There's just no words. Just no words this morning for what could potentially happen. Right, let me see how the poll is doing, because there's been 186 people have voted. Let's see if we can get it. We started 11 minutes ago. Let's see if we can get it to 200 votes, and then we'll close the poll down. Boom! 90% of people on the poll this morning want Kasper Schmeichel dropped as the number one goalkeeper at Celtic. 188 votes. 188 votes. We're currently sitting on 90%. Say yes, drop him. 10% say no. And Jim says, get off Santa's back. It's not me that's getting on Santa's back. It was Celtic fans last year booed Santa, wasn't it? Was it the year before? I can't remember. We win 4-1 today. That's my scoreline. Jesus God. Don't. Oh man, I'm going to jump straight to the end of the comments. Apologies if I've not read your comment out. Got to get that one on the screen. 4-1 today. If we if we win 4-1 today, oh my god. Who's scoring the goals? Did you see the Photoshop of Tandai? Somebody put a claymore in the guy's hand. No, I did see the one where somebody put a lightsaber in the boy's hand. I thought that was one of the better ones, but I didn't see the claymore. I did see the lightsaber though. Ding, ding. Santa will get the biggest cheer of the day, and it'll be booze for Punsey. Hmm. I don't think it's unreasonable for me to be in a bad mood about today. Says, yeah, one comment. Hmm. Someone's been on the sherry today, not me. Don't think I could stand another game of these so-called Celtic standard players running about like headless chickens. Well, there will be the game. There will be the video an hour and a half before the game today. Thank you to the 1,400 people that have been on the live this morning. We have been live for a grand total of 35 minutes, which is not too bad for singing on a Sunday morning. Apologies, I was a little bit later this morning because I went out to do some other stuff. What's Ian smoking? I don't know. No idea. Who scores header? Rio, 2 goals. Benji. Scales a header. Rio, 2 goals. And Benji. Oh, can we play Santa up front? Shin Yamada hat trick today. Is it raining in Porto? Is your Jesus God? Um, Not a chance. Anyway, right, that's me done and dusted for this morning. I'm going to have a little bit of a relaxation morning. Jake Paul double jawbreak. Yep. And this is what needs to happen to Yang Gang for life. No, I didn't see that. Chris didn't see that one. Anyway, thank you for watching this morning. If there is any breaking Celtic news, I'm sure we'll jump into it, but nothing's much changes out of it. People will be getting ready to head through to Celtic Park this afternoon to protest outside the ground. The Celtic Fans Collective did put out a call to arms, as they say, the Celtic Fans Collective, although they enjoy the fact that Peter Lawwell has left the club. They will call on all supporters to demonstrate at 2 o'clock today ahead of the match against Aberdeen. And they demand the resignations of Michael Nicholson and Chris Mackay and Brian Wilson. But who did they get in? Serious question. And if anybody for the Celtic Fans Collective would like to get in touch with me, or if you'd like to come on the channel to discuss in an adult way, who do we bring into Celtic and as the replacements? Because that's the conversation that we do need to start having. If you want rid of someone, we have to offer the alternative. Ultimately, if it doesn't, it's going to be Dermot Desmond that will pick these incoming people. And Dermot Desmond hasn't done a great job of that so far, has he? Anyway, on that note, have an absolutely fantastic day. Celtic fans, wherever you are, all around the world.